Welcome back for another yummy update, friends. Bitcoin has started to tumble, move around. Are we going to get some sort of pre-programming FUD, which gets everybody to shake themselves out one more time? It could be, friends, as we start to see. Jams wins liquidation. He's been selling a bit now. His liquidation is around 104,000 American dollars. I wonder if we are going to see that play out. He's been doing a lot of leverage, so we'll just see what happens there. I'm going to give you some updates, right? So check this out, friends. So XRP chain has done $6 million of volume in the past day, and PulseChain's done 20 million, pretty much. Okay, 20 million versus 6. But if you have a look at the valuations, okay, XRP is a whopping 130 to 150 billion market cap, pretty much. XRP around 150. But PulseChain is tiny. PulseChain is only around 500 million. 0.5B. So PulseChain is literally a 200x to 300x comparison size away. It does not necessarily mean it's going to get there, because people holding XRP, they're pricing in the future. So they're expecting future growth. But to give you an idea, right? So XRP community is actually 17 times bigger than PulseChain by multiplication. 17. That's the number. If you do 17 squared, you get around 300. Okay, so 17 versus 1. Think about that. Now, PulseChain is doing 3 times more volume on chain. So I'm not saying like it's going to definitely get there. I'm just telling you it's cheap. Okay, and that's how I know PulseChain's cheap. The valuations are cheap. The activity is cheap. Everything is cheap. It's destined for higher. When's it going to wake up, though? We need the business PMI to pretty much crank up. That's what we're waiting for. Okay, so don't forget this, friends. 300x distance. That's why if you're in early, which everyone is, you don't have to worry about the final 2 or 3x mania part. You don't have to. While everyone out there is enjoying their lollipops with us in the euphoria. You see, if you're early, it beats everything. Now, friends, do you know my friend Murad? Murad, okay, this is interesting. He had 55 million portfolio at the top. It went down to 5 million. It dropped like 90%, I think, around there. And now it's back to 45 million, I think, around there. So something about that. So, you know, this Wigger Murad made it all back, plus another 15 million. He retraced 90% at one point. Believe in something. So actually, he must have actually made more. So it must have been from 45 down to like 5, back up to 55. Interesting. SPX has been pumping, that's why. But SPX is expensive, but yeah, probably keep going up. It's a couple of billion market cap now. But yeah, it's beautiful, man. Believe in something. That's why everyone said that meme coin super cycle and everything out here is dead. Totally wrong. Shout out to my friend Mr. Durkee Turkey. No meme can ever die. Any meme can come back. You always hold the 0 or hero. Dan, curious, how many cryptocurrencies have ever surpassed their all-time highs from bull run to bull run? Good question, sir. I actually did the stats on that. It's about, okay, surpassed. Okay, the stats are, if a coin is in a cycle, the next cycle for it, only about 20% of them touched their all-time high. Touched or broke it. 20%. Yeah, so 1 in 5. But you have things like Litecoin. Many coins touched it, went up a bit, and then dropped 90% anyway. Okay, so they don't sustain the all-time high. If you want to know how many coins have sustained their all-time high cycle to cycle, very, 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 very low amounts. We're talking like a couple of percentages. I think only XRP, right? But XRP already did it in its first and second cycle, not in this one. You know, not in cycle 3. It didn't do that. Ethereum as well. Ethereum went below its 2017 high. So pretty much almost done. I think it's just Bitcoin and Doge, if you look at cycle to cycle. But yeah, very, very, very low numbers. Big Rich Me, amazing comeback by Murad. His strategic recovery from 90% drop is the power of belief and smart portfolio. Sounds like a bit of an AI message out here. It's very, very hard to distinguish. I assume we won't be able to. Friendly reminder, friends, Bitcoin has 1% liquidity to market cap ratio. Just to give you an idea of how thin markets are. So Bitcoin has a 2 trillion market cap, 2T. But its bid is only 20B, 20 billion. You see, you got to believe, though. You just got to believe every single coin, stablecoin, PulseChain, all the core coins, PDI, People's Bitcoin, any meme coin you're in, Dick with Butt, Pika, it's the same game everywhere, man. study the conviction play, friends. Which one are you going to be? You're going to be a G or you're going to be a conviction play. If you want to be a G, that's okay, man. You get your guaranteed profit. You get to get out. But conviction play retires you. But yeah, also it doesn't necessarily mean it has to retire in one cycle either. You know, it's a difficult game. So we've got to pump some music for us. We are cranking it. Remember, friends, I showed you the Coinbase card has been introduced, Coinbase One card. There's just something you got to know about this Coinbase card. So you check is American Express. They give you 4% Bitcoin cashback purchase. Here's the thing. The more assets you hold on Coinbase, the more Bitcoin you earn on your purchases. So just it's dangerous, man, because so your whole account has to sit on Coinbase. And we all know, you know, Coinbase loses something like loses $30 million penalties, thieving. Oh man, it's just tough, man. Coinbase got a lot of customers, one of the biggest exchanges in the world. Yes, there's a lot of theft on Coinbase. Because there's a lot of people who aren't too familiar with crypto security. They're handing out their keys, handing out their logins. People are clicking on wrong links. Yeah, Coinbase customers are like one of the most phished. That's phished, PHISH. Most like, you know, fake scam targeted customers in the world, because they try to send you. You got to be careful, friends. If you are a Coinbase customer in America, one of the tricks they do is very, very evil scammers, man. I don't want to be too graphic, but we got to burn them alive. Just skin them alive. Just burn these scammers alive. Okay, just eradicate their entire gene pool. So what they will do is they spam you messages saying, warning, warning, someone's trying to contact you. Someone's trying to log into your account. And then what they'll do is they'll call you pretending to be Coinbase. They'll call you and then they'll say, hey, someone's trying to contact your account. I'm going to send you a code now. Just verify it's you, okay? And then what they're doing is, in the background, they are trying to log into your account, and they've done a recover password key, right? And so it sends you an SMS or an email with the digit. So when you read it out on the phone, you are giving a scammer access to log in and then change everything. So under no circumstances are you to pick up. Coinbase aren't calling anybody, friends. You can't even talk to them, okay? Coinbase is not calling everyone. Everything's just a scam, and unfortunately, people fall victim to this stuff out here. You know what we should do though? Yeah, there should be some like emergency. That's what I always thought. Like these exchanges, they should have this timer where you set everything like a deep cold, pretty much where like you can't withdraw for like 7 days. Yeah, it has to sit there for 7 days. And when the withdrawal goes through, it sends the message to like 3 emails or something. 3 emails that you pretty much have access to. So maybe an email and an SMS, maybe 2 of them. And then when the withdrawal goes, it'll like ping it. And it'll basically buzz you there and it'll say, warning, this is a withdrawal is happening. If this is you, see your money will come in 7 days. If it's not you, then click here to stop it. And then you can pretty much like just stop the withdrawals and stuff. I wonder why no one's ever done that yet. But also I got a feeling a lot of people, they would not move their funds into the deep cold. Because usually the people you want to help, they're not reading stuff anyway. So people who aren't most likely going to hack, most people aren't going to do it. It's going to help some people, but yeah, the most people who need help, yeah, I'm saying to say, man, they need centralized exchanges. They need them where, you pretty much can't access stuff. Some cool updates here, friends. So Hex, friends, Hex, a 23x Hex pump puts it to 17 cents. That would be up here. Hopefully we get much higher, but that's just the highest fib extension on this. That is PHEX. PHEX is a P token. All-time high was 55 cents though. And so the liquidity's thin. Slingshot leverage, we're all waiting here as well. Just waiting for better times to appear. Waiting for Ethereum and Bitcoin to hurry up and rinse out the Jeets again for the 10th time after 4 years. I have some cool updates on some holders as well. So PHEX have 367,000 holders. PDI has 558,000. Okay. Now, it's interesting, right, how big they are, these numbers. Now, here's the thing. A lot of the Hex holder counts at the start, I think what Richard did is he sent like 100,000 Ethereum wallets, just 100 hex, just to like dust them and spam them to get the marketing name out there, just so they can see it. PDI, a lot of people, even people who just had like $1 of EDI back on Ethereum land on the fork, they would have got one PDI as well. But it's just interesting just to see these numbers. So it would be nice if they grew, you know, to millions of holders one day. That's what you're playing for. However, we need, you know, once again, business cycle to continue up and thrust up. We need major loser Jerome Powell to maybe spook up the markets or spark them up. We need something that pretty much occur. So we're all in deep territory. That's why the fundamental driving factors, friends, so I showed you the PulseChain still doing more volume than like Cardano, more volume than XRP, and the prices are very, very low. Reminder as well, you can't get rich by holding stable coins. You can't do that. They just preserve your wealth if you're lucky. They don't preserve your purchasing power. This is an unstable coin though. So we'll see how it all plays out. I'm still bullish, and we just got to sit through this next pre-programmed FUD. As I mentioned here before, PulseChain is 33x away to flip Cardano. These are some baby dolls out here. There's a PulseChain meetup. Welcome to PulseChain. We love you. Wonderful to see. So friends, when you see shirts and the community and everyone out here, it lets you know there are real people, there are real lives. Everyone is still in there. But yeah, well, we can control that energy. We can't control the business cycle. That's it. Okay. Even Trevon. Remember, friends, our friend Trevon literally looks like he's an actual tree. That's a rumor. Rumors going around. He's an actual tree. No one's ever seen the dude's feet. And of the rumored pictures we have seen, he's literally rooted into the ground. Trevon out here, probably got a bird's nest in there somewhere as well. Trevon loves PulseChain. I made this picture in ChatGPT AI. That's pretty cool. Isn't it cool to see it out here? And I've got a question. When do you think PulseChain is going to hit sack price? Man, that's can't believe I asked that question, man. In June of 2025, we're like thinking, when are we going to get back to break even on US dollars? Also, just to let you reminder, friends, PulseChain has to do 12x return on Ethereum to go back to day one price. 12x from here, you know. So, and Ethereum, that means 12x on ETH means Ethereum can't move. So if ETH is $5,000, 2x from here, PulseChain, we need to do 24x to break even from that launch price. 24x. Hopefully we do much higher. We'll see. Good news though, we have PulseX buying and burning, 7.2% of user supply. Don't fade PulseX. No. Wonderful. Thank you to Mr. HexJam Hex out here. Love all these images and memes. They're wonderful. So we love very, very, very high value content creator out going on here. If I check out the PulseChain PLS prices out here for the day, obviously getting destroyed again. It is 7.2% of the buy and burn. So that's going to keep ratcheting up, but we just need more time as usual. I want to show you this too, friends. This is the S&P 500 chart. This is a 3-month chart of the S&P 500. 3 months, okay? So every 3 months, prints a candle. You see this in the square rectangle. Look at this green candle. This is a tremendously bullish candle. Tremendously bullish. And it's a 3 month. The higher the time frame, the more significant. 3 month is enormous time frame, right? We don't even use 3 month in crypto, right? We just look at monthly, you know. This is enormous. So it has a large wick down and then V reverse back up. So it reminds me of when Donald Trump first got into presidency. Because, actually, I'll show it to you now. When Donald Trump first became president, there was an enormous stock market sell-off. I remember we were all trading. I remember all because I was day trading back then, right? What I'll do is I'll just put it on a monthly chart so you can see where pump came in. You can see it right here. So Donald Pump, friends, here he was. And pretty much, I know where it is, November of 2017. There you go. Actually, it looks like the exact same thing. Funny. It was right here. First, there was an enormous sell-off. Okay, 2016. So stock started crashing. Everything went down really, really, really fast and hard. And then there was an enormous V reverse up and it went up. So with Trump's tariffs, maybe it's the same thing right here, where the first move is the wrong move and then it goes up. So first the market interprets this as, oh no, tariffs are going to send America to zero. And then later it's like, oh, wait a minute, we're amazing and we're winning. We have all the AI, we have all the tech. You know, that might be what happens. That's what you'd like to see. Remember, like, that's markets, yeah. We pumped on Trump winning, and then that was the wrong move, right? Oh no, it's not what you think. Oh no, it's not what you think. So that would be something tremendous. Okay, so that's why I want to show you that chart, because it's very, very, very powerful. Okay, that is an insanely bullish candle pattern, shocking strength. Maybe we are really going to get an economic boom ahead. The business cycle is ready to flywheel and pump crypto to 10 trillion bull market vibe. So just look at that 3-month candle chart out here. No one knows how long these things go for, but like, I want to give you this calming words. There has never in history been a life-changing technology without a big bubble mania forming. Artificial intelligence is obviously life-changing. It's the obvious life-changing one, undeniable. If you use it for 2 seconds, crushes everything. Siri now looks trash. Even Google is trash. Google had to quickly put their AI prompts. It's wiping Google, man. Because I just talk to ChatGPT, tells me everything. It feels like it's human to human. It's the next level. We're cybernetic hornets nest actually leveling up. So yeah, it's starting to get a bit higher, but nowhere near expensive. I wouldn't say there's a misallocation of capital to AI. So that's what I think we're going to see. Right? AI will keep going until we have the mania. Right? So that path is here forward. It's going to bleed into crypto, you know, because AI is deflationary. You know, they're people are firing jobs because they're so efficient. You never know, friends. That might be the first unemployment spike up, where the narrative goes, oh, people are cutting jobs because AI is replacing a lot of them. It's actually deflationary. So if that happens, the Fed has to start printing and like stimulating to cover the difference, because AI is so productive, you know. But if you're cutting workers because you're making money, you don't need them. Think about that, because AI is just doing it. You know, they're still contributing to GDP of the economy. So yeah, there's going to be some life-changing stuff coming ahead. Hopefully crypto, you know, we do get that 10 trillion valuation and all our dreams are met. Like, subscribe, bell button, or catch you soon.